The Bible said that the heart of man is desperately wicked. And most people today don't want to know that their heart is wicked. And perhaps most people today don't even take the time to even consider the statement that the heart, your heart, is wicked. Do you know, dear friends, that you are the cause of the creation to be malfunctioning? The whole creation groans and travail until now. You and I are the cause of sin. Sin come inside of man, and Satan, of course, is a cause. But if you hold on to sin, since light has come into the world, and man choose darkness rather than light, you are judged. The whole world is lie in wait of the judgment of God. Why? It's not because man was born in sin, but it's because man choose not to get rid of sin. Think about it, dear friends. We need to be practical, and we also need to be reasonable. If you are reasonable, dear friends, you will understand that you love sin and you do not love what is right. How can a parent allow his or her child to watch television and all of these nudity shows that is on TV and do all these wrong things? How can a parent sees his or her child come from school with a toy that they did not buy for the child, and they encourage the child and didn't take it up with the child and said, don't do it, and bring it back to the school? How could you encourage your child to steal? It's because your sin is comfortable to you. There's not much values and morals left in this land. There's a few people that I come across, and I can't find people that I can actually look up to today. Even in the church, I am shocked to see some of the things that we do. What is gone wrong? What is wrong with us, people? What's wrong with human beings? The problem is sin has taken over our hearts. We have inherited it from Adam, and man do not want to let it go. Man loves sin rather than God. Man loves darkness rather than light. Man loves the lower nature rather than the higher nature. Man choose to hate and choose to burn incense to other gods, to gods of Baal. Men choose to use their eyes and their time and burn their time, incense, to the television of nudity and sexual immorality. Man choose to enjoy those things because your nature, man's nature, is calling out for sin. Whatever is in you will come out. That's nature, dear friends. You see, when a man's heart is not transformed or regenerated, that man is a sinner. It doesn't matter what we name the sin. It doesn't matter if the sin is immorality or sexual perversion, or it doesn't matter if it's stealing or lying or homosexuality. It's still sin. We should not just name a sin and say, okay, this is a worse sin than the other. Sin is really sin, and sin is coming from somewhere. It's coming from the depth of man's heart. And until man decides and understands that his heart is his worst enemy, your heart is your enemy. Your biggest problem is not your neighbor. You are living with your problem. You're living with your enemy. You sleep with the enemy. You eat with it. you have children with the enemy, is your heart. The very purpose and the very core of your being is your heart, and that's where the problem lies. We know, and Jesus speak this in Matthew chapter 7, that he talk about nature. He said that, a good tree bear good fruit, and that's just natural. You will not go on a mango tree and see pear grow on it. Or you go to thorns and see grapes grows, and no, you will see a good tree will bear good fruit, and a bad tree will bear bad fruit. What Jesus is saying, that your heart, if goodness is in you, naturally it will come out. If there's love in you, naturally it will come out. Don't be mocked. You see, you and I know in our secret closet what is troubling us. We know the sin that we had to face every day. Every human being, if you are rational and if you're reasonable, you will know that there is this sin that is having you captive and you can't let it go. Don't just stand there and say that Jesus did it all for you. Where is the evidence that Jesus done it? Is the evidence that you don't want to sin anymore? If that evidence is not there, if you still don't have peace, if you're still having to do these things and you hide and watch on the computer, if you go at and look at the history of some preachers and their computer, you'll be amazed to see what they have been searching. The sexual immorality that comes up on the history of their computer, you will see that that's where their heart is. People sit down and they watch the filth and television. Your heart is not regenerated yet. When your heart is regenerated, you don't want to watch them things. And what they do on Saturday nights and Friday nights, they've done all of this. And then Sunday, they dress up the leprosy body, full of sin, the heart that is full of sin, and they go to church and they try to make them feel like Jesus did it all and they are covering up their sins. You shall not prosper if you cover your sin. Do not cover your sin, dear friends. It is an unclean thing, and if you hide it somewhere in your house, God is not going to be with you and you will lose the battle always. What you need to do is to confess them, reject them, forsake them, and let God lead you. Just don't hold on to sin. Just don't say that I love my sin and I was brought up in it. It's gonna take you to eternal damnation. Dear people, please wake up. Wake up. Can't we see the apostasy in the world, which the Bible said that there must be a falling away before Jesus Christ come, as the day of Noah is. Many people fall away. It's the same thing that is going to happen in this generation, because many will fall away and only leave Noah. Noah was his family was the only family that was righteous in his day. As the day of Noah, so shall the Son be when the Son of Man come. There will be a great falling away. So dear friends, do not follow the crowd. The crowd is not always right. You're going to have to stand alone and seek God for yourself and weep and mourn for your family and be in deep contrition, because this is serious than what we think. When you go to church, it seems like it's just easy. It's just as easily believism that people feel that, oh, I'm saved already and I'm on my way to heaven. No! If your heart is not regenerated, if it's not changed, you will go to hell. Jesus came to do what? To save his people from all their sins. That's the purpose of Jesus. So if you're not saved from your sin, it's because light has come into the world and you choose darkness than light. It is not Jesus' fault. All of these things that Jesus loved me, God loved me. God love you? The evidence that God loved you is that he sent his Son to save you from your sin. Turn to God. Turn to God. This message will come back like a brick to many of us. Many people, it will come like a brick when they're in hell. Repent while good.